for a vegetable chopper or something to make your life a little easier in the kitchen. Let me share my experience with this thing. I'm going to talk about a couple things I love about it and hopefully help you make a good decision. All right, so with my experience with this thing, first and foremost, if you're just trying to get a bunch of chopping done, or you're trying to get a bunch of prep work done, or you're prepping for meals and stuff like that, meal prepping, this thing is basically a lifesaver, and here's why. So first and foremost, this is the main body of the chopper. Okay, this is a 9-in-1. So what it comes with is it comes with a bunch of extra blades that you can put in here, as well as this little press block, which will fit the blades regardless of whichever size you use, which I'll show you here in a second. And it comes with a bunch of cleaning stuff to make life easy. All right, so these little things, when you're using this, and you're pressing it into the blade, you get stuff stuck in here. So you take one of these, and this fits perfectly in between the teeth, and you just run it along, and you can just quickly scrape this stuff out. And with it being dishwasher safe, it's pretty handy. You can even open this, lift up on the lock, and this whole thing just pops out. So you can actually clean this, use the brushes here to scrub it and all that stuff. So cleanup is really actually easy. All right, so how it works is you put a blade in here and it fills this up. This holds up to 5 cups or 1,200 milliliters. Okay, and you can see that on the side right here. Right, so there's 5 cups, and then you can just chop away and measure as you're going, which I really like. Okay, you don't have to keep track of everything. So how this works is you take one of the blades. Okay, so if you wanted to do like a thicker chop, maybe you're doing some tomatoes or something, or you just want to have bigger chopped onions, what you do is you take this little tab right here, you drop it down in here, make sure the switch is to unlock, you just drop it in and then lock it, and then that won't come out. All right, so that right there is pretty sweet. And then you just put whatever you're trying to chop right there, and you just press down on the lid, and then it will press through the blade. As you can see there, all the teeth, right? It presses it through the blade and drops it into the bin. Okay, and then the bin is really easy to empty or access. You just lift up on this. Okay, and bear in mind there is no latch. It doesn't actually like latch down, so when you're moving this around, make sure you pick up the bin with the lid. All right, so what all it comes with, let's go ahead and open this up. So you've got like your bigger chop, right? You have a more fine chop. Okay, this is what I use like if I'm chopping onions, or if I want to like make more fine stuff, or even just chopped garlic, anything like that. This is what I use for that. Now this thing is a pretty interesting piece. Okay, this actually has 2 interchangeable spiral cutters. So what this does, you put this down in here and then you lock it, and then over here you've got 2 different choices. Okay, so you've got a spiral, as you can see down in here, with the extra little blades in here, and I shouldn't touch that because that is actually really sharp. But what that does is, if you're using like zucchinis, you can stick that in there and you twist it, and it creates noodles out of the zucchini or carrots or whatever you want to make spiral noodles. Okay, all you do is just set it down in there, press down, and it snaps in. And then you take this little piece right here, and you just use this, like I'll stick this on the back of a cucumber or a zucchini or whatever, then you just press it down and rotate, and it will spiral cut it and put it into the bin. All right, so that's pretty awesome right there. And if you don't want the noodle effect where it separates with all these little blades, there's an extra one right here that is just a full blade. So that whole blade right there, you can just drop this in, snap it into place, and then this is for like if you want to have, like you're trying to shred something down, make like a longer, thinner noodle. I know some people like making like cucumber or zucchini lasagna type stuff, so that's what you would use that for. And you can take that back out. We'll go ahead and unlock it. And then this thing right here, so we definitely like hard-boiled eggs in my family, so we eat a lot of them. What this does is you just put the hard-boiled egg in there, and you can just press this down, and this is the slicer. Okay, so these are the actual metal wires that will cut the egg and deposit it into the bin. All right, so a side note with this, I wouldn't try to do anything much harder than a hard-boiled egg, just because this isn't like super strong. It is really thin metal. So if you're trying to chop like mushrooms or something like that might be a little bit harder or give more resistance, you might damage these. So I wouldn't try doing anything that's super hard compared to a hard-boiled egg. All right, So that's that. You do have an egg separator. So with the egg separator, you know, if you're trying to like separate the yolk from the actual like the egg white, that's how we do that. So when we're trying to use egg whites and, you know, get them all separated out while still saving the actual yolk, what we do is we crack the egg into this. The egg whites go into the bin and then the yolk stays there. And all I do, I don't even lock this when I'm using this. I just pick it up and just dump the yolk into whatever kind of container I'm trying to save it in. Just put it back, put another egg in, dump it, and you're good to go. You get the drift, right? And then the last thing that you get is a juicer. Okay, so if you're, you know, trying to make orange juice or lemon juice or whatever, you just squeeze it on there, and that's how that works. All right, so this thing, I mean, we haven't really found anything that we can't use it with. Basically anything we're cooking with, we'll almost always pull this thing out, and it is a time saver, and we absolutely love this thing. All of it piles right back into this nice little spot right here. This one does have a specific spot for that one because of the juicer. And then you just put all this stuff right back. These go on the sides like that. There you can see that. And there we go. So it also comes with a peeler. The peeler does have a standard peeler on this side as well as a split peeler, right? So it's like ribboned. So you can get those ribbon peels as you're going by hand, as well as a couple cleaner tools. So that's it. As far as my recommendation, I absolutely love it. I think this thing's awesome. I definitely recommend it. And I honestly, if you're looking for a good chopper, this is probably the best one you can find for what it does. So this 9-in-1, I highly recommend it. Definitely check it out.